Picture. Peace, 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 everyone. We got in here the Wordsmith L7, Dominic the God. What's going on, my sister? Dr. Vinci, Waju, Christopher Gooding, True Power, Jack King, Be Righteous, besides, and SW. So what's the signs? What's going on out there? Now everybody got to do the each one, teach one. Uh, Share this on all your pages. Hit the like button. Right now I'm in the midst. Y'all know I gotta go see Sunyez in a minute. So we're gonna be on kind of short today, in comparison to how long we usually be on for the class at least. Is it me or am I freezing? All right, the knowledge degree and the actual facts. Is it me or is the live stream very choppy today? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Actually, I had a lot of technical difficulties. That's kind of why I came on late. But Be Right to say he's on the knowledge degree and the actual facts. So we'll be having it'll be a new Mr. 120. D Christian, unfortunately, looks like his time at the top is going to be short. Real hip hop, 793rd. Everybody do the each one teach one. Hit the hit the like button and share this on your pages, your Twitter, your Facebook, the text message, the Instagram, etc., etc. So we can get the rest of the What Did I Miss crew in here. But what's the deal though? What we've been observing, what we've been observing out here for the last couple of days. Because I'm in a little bit out the loop, busy handling some BI. Real hip hop said restudying my lessons. Okay, you'll have to uh, describe that. What is restudying your lessons? How does that work? Wait, what is all right now? Here's the thing about this. You say going back to sections of 120, right? See, here's a part of reality why just that uh, terminology throws me off a little bit. You see, studying is something that is never actually complete. Like you may go to a school or something, and you there for a particular topic, and so you've completed the studies, the required studies, in order to get a degree in that. But there's no end to studying. No matter what field it is, it's always good because knowledge is infinite. So, you could be, in 1900, right? When a person graduated from medical school, they was a doctor of the whole body. Everything dealing with medicine, they was a master of all of it because the specialties hadn't developed yet. They see now you got people that they specialize in just one part, one aspect of the heart. But now how you got brain surgeons and you got heart doctors and blood pressure specialists and endocrine specialists and all these different things of that nature, you know. But there's constantly uh there's constantly more facts about the body and how the body interact with different chemicals and different environments, right? And things that we bring into the environment of our body. There's things that's constantly being seen about that. So regardless if you was if you mastered the studies of the heart 10 years ago and you thought your studies ended right there, you're not a master anymore. So I don't know about restudying. Did you complete the study at one time of 120? Because I can tell you, I haven't completed the study of 120. You still there, real hip hop? Real hip hop, you still there? Malik Lowe. You've been having a hard time acknowledging parts of the student enrollment. What do you mean you've been having a hard time acknowledging it? Malik Lowe says sun, moon, and stars. The planets were made from the beginning, so everything was a planet at first. Well, uh, you know, planets is a stage in the physical development of the universe. So right now, right, if you say, if I say, well, I'm not sure what degrees you on. What degrees you on? Julie TV, what's the deal? What degrees you on, Malik Lowe? So real hip hop, you say you got the first 5 degrees in the student enrollment on cap. The rest you're trying to memorize as well. But do you have any idea what the what the difficulty might be? All right, so you're on the 30th degree and one of 40. So uh, if we take it back to the equality degree, right, and we say the Earth weighs 6 sextillion tons, right? Now, how much does it weigh with all the buildings and the cars, you know, the computers, the flat screen TVs? How much does it weigh with all that on it? Supreme Divine. Everybody do the each one teach one. Hit the like button for me. John Ireland. Hit the like button and share this on your other pages, your Facebook and your Twitter, etc., etc. We still missing a lot of people from the What Did I Miss crew. You see Malik Low, it still weighs 6 sextillion tons. You see, because all of the raw materials that this stuff is made out of came from the planet. So see, the planet is just a step in the stage in the development of all the atoms and the different molecules uh, that comprise everything that's around us and in us. Because remember, the cell is the basic building block of life, and the atom is the basic building block of the cell. See, at the end of the day, whenever we out, we doing whatever we doing, right? We're depleting the atoms that's in our body, and we eat food, right, to replenish those atoms. But when they in food, we call them nutrients. And so that's just a step in a stage in the development of things from the beginning to where they are right now. Um, Now, when you say memorizing, you know, uh, you know, uh, Memorization is a lot about repetition. It's the repetition of, yeah, you reading it, but it's also the repetition of you saying it. Now, if you trying to come to a full understanding of what it is, you know, that's gonna hold you back. Right. Now see, Jack King hit something else on the head. What helped him in studying his lessons was fasting for music and similar constant non-needed interactions, especially if you're having issues with easy degrees, meaning degrees that's not that long. Right. The Brownsville method is about repetition. But see, if you trying to understand it too quick, this is what I'm saying. That there's things that my parents told me, right, when I was a kid, that I didn't come to the full understanding of until I had my own kids. So if you waiting to get the full understanding to be able to speak like you hear somebody else speak on the topic, that's gonna hold you back because you actually need to speak on it in order to gain that degree of understanding. You gotta, you know, you know, like they say, knowledge is a body of facts, right? Accumulated from research and experience. That's why studying is never over. There's sciences, right, that you're gonna study right now. You're gonna learn them, and then you're gonna have to relearn them, right? Understanding comes in time through growing and experience. But see, the first wisdom that you have to apply to the wisdom, I mean, the first wisdom that you have to apply to the lessons is speaking them. But Malik Lowe asked the question, so everything starts as a planet in its growth and development. No. Let's look at the existence of people, right? First, there had to be a thought. Like there had to be the idea between even man and woman, right? For certain actions to occur that brought you here. You understand what I'm saying? And then you got to remember that you already existed in your parents, right? In the form of the sperm and the egg. So right now, when you was, let's say, a zygote, right? When the egg is first fertilized, right? You didn't start as a zygote. That's a step in the stage in the development of you. So a step in the stage in the development of the universe, of solar systems, right, is that planets is born. So just like everything in life, right? You create a certain environment. Like where you live at right now, you created that environment before you went in there and lived. So when we deal with you know, the 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 creation, you know what I'm saying, of the planets and things of that nature, right? This is a stage of the development of the universe as a place that's suitable for the original man. D Christian, we had some people coming for your throne already. Oh no, it's not D Christian, it's uh Mr. Green one. Is Mr. 120. You can see you gotta remember uh what's the beginning. Maybe that could put it in some perspective for you too. What is the beginning, Malik Lowe? Supreme Divine said chaos. Well, Malik Lowe, we have to let's go into the creation of the solar system, right? What do you know about the creation of the solar system? Tommy Robinson. No, but I'm talking about the creation of the solar system. See, because remember, you asking me about what's in the realm of six. No, the creation of solar systems. See, one of the things that happens, right, where people get caught up, and I don't want you to get caught up in this, but I'm saying that people get caught up in what you're talking about right now, searching for the beginning that never began, is when you get caught up in thinking that because something is the first time you saw something, that that's the beginning of it. So see, while the sun, right, is the beginning of our solar system, right, the sun also came from someplace. You got to know about red giants and white dwarfs. Like the sun itself has a life cycle. So see, that's one thing it's telling you that I think you're hitting on right here is that yeah, the sun has a beginning and an ending. So see, we even the foundation of the sun because we have no beginning or ending. West Coast wise. And so when you say everything began as a planet, right? Everything couldn't have begun as something that has a beginning or ending. What you said sank is behind the creation of the sun. What sank? What is sank? The original man, true indeed. Yeah, I came on. I got on late. I'm so busy, West Coast wise, trying to I gotta go check Sunez on his uh on his show today. We doing a little I gotta do an interview over there. SW said the sun is before the planets, and that's things before the sun, and the universal mind created the sun. Right. In and of itself, once you say something has a beginning, then you already gave it an ending. And now within that finite definition right there is a limitation. What other interview? Oh yeah, yeah, the blog talk. But no, 793rd, the one I recorded before the last class or after the last class. But you said those are Masons in a degree. Masons in what degree? Oh, you talking about in the in the Born Green on 114? Oh yeah, that was that. You talking about when the brother tried to tell me what understanding is? Yeah, 23. Yeah, we need 23 subs. Unfortunately, today uh I don't have my vitamin water. I keep saying vitamin water. What is it? I don't have my alkaline water. I'm gonna have to stop by and pick some of that up on the way to Sunyas. I don't know. I guess we're gonna get a chance to record that video. I mean, the interview, and we see if we could get that up. You see, you gotta remember that first of all, you can never start with planets, right, as the beginning of everything, because everything comes from atoms. And see, once we get into the science of the atom, right, and you get to the subatomic realm, then we kind of get outside, like the normal laws of physics, right, don't apply on the subatomic level, and that's what quantum physics is, right? When we get the quarks, when even the way the subatomic particles behave, you know, is apparently subject to some different laws. So this is what I'm saying. When you get to the science of the atom, then you see it's more complex than just a handful of dirt, or saying a person was made from dust or a person was made from mud, because you got to go into that atomic level and see what's going to happen is, no matter how far you go back, right, it's always going to be something before that. See, that's why we the original man, because you can go back as far as you want, and all you gonna find is us. So therefore, there was no one here to record our existence, and that's why we have no birth record. So they recall the brother that came on the other day, and he said that it's a certain individual that apparently has the oldest DNA in the uh that he has the oldest DNA that's been found, right? He has the oldest DNA that's been found, but that don't mean that it wasn't no DNA before him. You understand what I'm saying? Or there's no uh uh wherever that DNA what it consists of, we could keep going back and keep going back. See, even when you say there was a big bang, right? Yeah, well, what was the stuff that banged? The wordsmith said 1 grain of sand has millions and millions of atoms. SW said, waste no time searching, exactly. Waste no time searching for that does not exist. We dealing with the present and the future, and the things that, we can deal with, uh, creating from where we at right now. But literally, if you're talking about billions of years of history, trillions of years of history, thousands of, even hundreds of years of history, if you spend every day of your life trying to document that, then when will you have an opportunity to live out your mathematics? SW hit someone in the head right here when he said, a lot of things that we dealing with, when you said this is the first this or the first that, you dealing with the first documented instance. See, because especially when you deal with the science of history, right? When you deal with the science of history and the science of archaeology, right? They got a concept where they said the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So, you know, uh, 100 years ago, you know what I'm saying? There was things that hadn't been discovered yet. You know, archaeological sites, historical books and things of that nature. The only way you could say that is if you got an unbroken chain. If you got an unbroken chain of history, like see, DNA represents an unbroken chain of history, where you could say, okay, this person came from that person came from that person, that person came from that person, that person came from that person. Or see, even certain sciences, that's one reason why the Bible does get a certain amount of respect as a historical book, because the Jewish people have an unbroken chain of history. At least what they how they present it is because it's a family history, and the family was never totally broken up. Then there's certain things that they can tell you about their existence, and certain things they can tell you about the history of the environments that they was in. West Coast Wise. So this reminds me of how people talk about black people's time, because we have a different relationship with time. Exactly. We not on the clock. You know, that's a whole science in and of itself right there. I was just talking about that Wise with somebody, how the same thing that I told you, that a lot of things that Prince decided to write down and give out, you know what I'm saying? I had to just catch it on cap. I mean, he used to write it down, but on the chalkboard. Like if we was in the class, he would write things on the chalkboard, and a few times, like I would have my own piece of paper taking my own notes. You understand what I'm saying? But in terms of just, giving me a paper that said this or that, I never got that. Malik Lowe said the brother said wisdom and understanding was the same. See, and another thing he said that to me didn't really make a lot of sense, because, you know, he said that wisdom is the practical application of one's knowledge. And then when I gave him certain examples of knowledge being applied, he said, well, now you're being specific. I'm just talking in general. Well, how do you apply knowledge generally? And how do you practically apply knowledge generally? In order for you to practically apply it, it would have to be specific, because if you practically, apply the, if you do something wrong, you're not practically applying it. If you do it out of season, you're not practically applying it. You know what I'm saying? But for instance, West Coast Wise, right? He is chef, right? Now look, a chef could give you a recipe for some food that you never ate before. Like you never ate it before, you never made it before. And they can give you this recipe, and you can practically apply that recipe, but you're not gonna come to a full understanding, right? Of, okay, why was the mix of these particular seasonings, these particular ingredients? You're not gonna come to that full understanding until you complete the meal. You actually got to go through with applying that. You know what I'm saying? Or smell goods. You know what I'm saying? This is another thing right here. Smell goods deal with sports. You know what I'm saying? The boxing and the basketball. You could teach little kids, yo, look, when you throw this pass, throw it like that. Or when you keep your hands up. They not gonna come to a full understanding until they do the pass the other way and it gets stolen. Or maybe they do it the right way and it's a game winning play. And then they understand, yo, now I see why he told me that. Because if I'd have did it the other way, it would have got stolen. So, we see that, wisdom, in full comprehension is not the same thing. Like for instance, I'll give you another example, right? When we go to see, which we dealing with different generations now, but I'm saying in when I was a kid, a lot of the older people, they was illiterate. And so I recall, um, like I used to go down south, right? And and you know, the mosquitoes down there was huge, in comparison to New York mosquitoes. We talking about, South Carolina, you got mosquitoes that land on you and you could feel them land on you. like, like you feel like something hits your arm like a bird or something, you know. But now this mosquito bites you and I'm scratching. And I remember, my great grandmother said, "Listen, don't scratch." And at the time, what are you talking about? This? So she says, don't scratch because you got poison in your fingernails. Now, my great grandmother, right, as well as me at that time, neither one of us knew anything about microbiology. We didn't know about germs. We didn't know about, all these different, infections and things of that nature. But see, she had that folk wisdom, even though she didn't have full comprehension of what she was talking about. And I didn't have full comprehension of it until later I learned about things getting infected. But see, she knew the experience that, when you live somewhere where, it's no hospitals around here, you might have to travel 30 miles to get to the hospital, maybe even more. You understand what I'm saying? You can't afford to get an infection. You know, prevention in that instance is really going to be worth a pound of cure. So this is just another example where, yeah, she had the wisdom based on certain things that she knowledge that she seen, like, yo, that person had a small scratch and end up losing their whole foot. She didn't know why. She didn't have full comprehension of why, but she had the wisdom to tell her great grandkids, look, stop scratching like that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, she if she was here today, she might tell you, yeah, see that Guinness thing y'all messing with right now, that Guinness thing that's affecting y'all. I told y'all don't scratch. Malik Lowe said he seems to have taken it personally when you said the baby would have fallen out the window. I mean, yeah, because he suggested that because someone is a baby, that perhaps, justice would be, justice would be, uh, somehow negated. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, today, kids is growing up in the matrix where you in the pod. You're not really even experiencing the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when you from a neighborhood, you go to the store in that neighborhood or something. But when we was from the neighborhood, look, we knew what the dirt tastes like in the neighborhood. you know, we were serious. You know, I can't say we used to say we're immune to West Nile virus. Yeah, and I seen that was a whole stage that we went through with this thing too. That was a whole stage that we went through. At one time, they were saying black people was immune to it, and then, we wasn't immune to it, but we couldn't die from it. You know, uh, Divine Truth came in, Tommy Robinson mentioned Witch Hazel. Now I used to always wonder, what is Witch Hazel? The only thing I like about Witch Hazel is that it didn't burn. What was that stuff they used to put on that used to burn like hell? SW. I think it was it iodine? It was something, man. Used to get cut, man. They used to put that shit. I think they just put that on there to make you stop doing dangerous stuff to get cut. Yeah, peroxide, was it peroxide? It was the same hydrogen peroxide. Man. It was something they used to put on your cut, man. And you'd be like, look, I'd rather you just left it alone. But Almighty God Allah, yeah, I'm not familiar with Matterhorn, but my family is from Beaufort County. Oh, it was the alcohol mixed with the iodine 793rd. I knew it was something, man. Like, woo, man, you did not want to get cut. You did not want to get cut back in the days, man. Straight, none of that. Me, I was one of the kids. I just try to hide it. I just, I just try to hide that I got scraped. It'd be like a day later, 3 days later, they see me with a big scab. What happened to you there? Yeah, I fell. Right, Jack King, that stuff that, yeah, used to foam up and all that, man. You'd be like, whoa. And then I remember they came out with the other stuff that ain't burned. But that was like, man, I just try to stay away from there, man. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, you got to just tough it out. But uh, my family is from Beaufort County. Um, Almighty God Allah. My family as well. The family that I grew up around more was from Beaufort County, but I actually got uh, South Carolina is Matterhorn. I mean, I guess you know, bleach on the ringworms. I stayed away from ringworms somehow. I never, as a kid, I never had ringworm. Uh, but yeah, part of my family is from the Low Country in Beaufort County, and then my other part of the family is from up by like Greenville up to the north part, really, like right by North Carolina. I don't know. I can tell you right now, this sometimes this live becomes Madawan. Uh, but yeah, though, getting back to in terms of the brother saying or just saying bringing up that what if it's a baby, at the end of the day, depending on the atmosphere that you in, you know babies do uh they pay the price for not applying the wisdom correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recall when they first started telling me don't speak to strangers. At the time, uh, you know, strangers didn't really come to the P like that. Really, and I'm pretty sure whatever hood you in, like SW is in Newark, you know, you know, not too many strange people come walking down Prince Street. And if you do come walking down there, it's the little kids that's likely to check you. It's the little kids that's likely to say, "Yo, fam, what you doing around here? Who you came around here to see?" So at the time, I didn't have a full understanding. Yeah, smell goods down in DC. I'm sure we don't get too many strangers in our neighborhood like that. You know what I'm saying? But just in terms of, that's something that you probably had kids that didn't, pay attention to that like they should have, you know, and some of them may have paid with their life. You know what I'm saying? We do what we can to protect them. But with everything in life, man, you can't protect them too much. Because at the end of the day, you will protect them from growing up. You know what I'm saying? You need to be exposed. You need to be exposed to some things. Just even 793rd. His mom's working in the hospital, but you need to be exposed to some germs in order for your immune system to develop correctly. You know, you're not gonna have a child just eating out of the garbage or something, but they need to be exposed to some germs in order so that they can develop. You know what I'm saying? Some things you necessarily have to go through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you have to you have to see the signs of what's wrong in order to fully know and understand what's right. You know what I mean? That's called learning lessons. You know what I'm saying? The brothers that's dealing with 120. You know what I'm saying? You have to, mix up the knowledge degree in the 1 to 14 with the understanding degree. Where one tells you that the earth belongs to the original man, and then the other one tells you because the original man is God and owner of the earth, you got to go through that. You understand what I'm saying? In order for it to solidify, and like I said, it happens with a lot of things. Christian said, can you build on the wisdom of God degree? Was John a part of the grafting process? Red historians say he was exiled there because of his Christian teachings. Pelon was a penal. It was a penal colony. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at that time, uh, the locking people up, building prison houses is a fairly it's a new concept. Before that, if you didn't know how to act around us, go someplace else. But the whole act, because we discussed this on here before, where look, in order for me to lock you up in jail, I got to be there with you. And so, because I don't want to be there with you, that's not a part of, you know, but Pelon was a penal colony. Even, you got exile or you got return to the essence. But in terms of prison houses, even in America, that's from like the 1820s or the 1830s, and what they call the Pennsylvania system. The first prison was out there in Pennsylvania, and then shortly after that, you get I think Sing Sing, and it starts growing and developing. Malik Low, yeah, and that's what I thought he was going to build on was his teachings as he knows it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he misunderstood, what happened. The brother asked me to build on today's mathematics. So I built on today's mathematics, you know what I'm saying? And then when it was his turn, I thought he was going to say what he had to say. But he chose to say something about what I said. You know, I had asked him at one point, where did he get the definition of understanding from and wisdom from, and it kind of went on a tangent from there. But my point was, listen, these are these are my teachings. You can't tell me how these go. You know what I'm saying? But he chose the way he wanted to do it. So SW say, yeah, when you were a little kid and you was growing up in the hood, the way we was growing up, like before, like you wasn't going to sit in our parents' house all day, right, and play video games. The first thing they gonna come and tell you, listen, man, you gonna have my electricity bill sky high, man. You gotta turn that off and go outside. But see, we used to go outside, and then I had those type of parents where you couldn't be bored around them. If you bored, yeah, go clean all this up over here. You understand what I'm saying? They would come up with something for you to do. So, for me and a lot of other brothers that I knew, we used to pretty much go outside when we got up. So, we wouldn't get bogged down with too much work. All right, Almighty, you from your family's from Charleston? Yeah, I got some some people that's related to me in Charleston, but that's not really. Most of my family is more around Buford. You know what I'm saying? And the islands, the sea islands. Yeah, I didn't have no problem, with him. Shout out to Noble Drew Ali because he was the first to introduce certain ideas. You know what I'm saying? So, as a historical figure, like I said, you gotta you know, you can't uh you can't judge everybody by your standard of what you know and understand right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that at that time, you know what I'm saying, you know, he played his part in being 5%. So Jack Ken said it was the iodine that was dark like coffee that used to burn. I knew it was something, man. Stay away from them, man. All right, Malik Lowe said he used to live in Ossining, which is where Sing Sing is. Divine Supreme. Peace. Right, Tommy Robinson. Yeah, they'll find you something to do. Sometimes you get sent on a mission, you ain't got nothing to do. All right, look, take this package right here all the way across town to your aunt. Like, hey, listen, man, you have to get away from them, man. You have to act like you was busy. Like, look, back then, you didn't even get a job. Like, you get a job, so look, at least you getting paid for this stuff you're doing. The God IB came in 79 third say you got family in the Johns Island area with the same name that never met, which is common, like Smith. One time it was a commercial with this dude, and the island that my great grandfather came from was named after him. West Coast Why said the doctors over here tell us not to give our babies water before a certain age. When I was coming up, babies had bottles of water. Indeed. Why they say that? I mean, you sure that's not only for babies that's breastfeeding? Don Bishop. All right. Almighty say he's a Smith too. Almighty and 793rd might be related. Well, today we've been doing a little bit of review today, actually. Uh, you know, discussing some of the points of 120. Yeah, 793rd. At least you getting paid. I had my paper out. You know, at one time, like the shoveling snow and all that type of stuff. Like when the springtime used to come, and when we moved uptown, it was a lot of private houses. And so in the springtime, we used to go and like clean up yards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we might get you know, and you gotta remember, that 1980s money was different than right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you give a little kid $50 right now, that's not gonna last to the weekend. But back then, if you got like, if over the course of the summer, you make a couple $100. You're gonna be fresh to death when you get back to school. Yeah, that was a different time. So yeah, off of the bottle fed water and off of the bottle fed milk, and they still said no water. I wonder what's the science with that. Uh, I haven't had a chance to deal with bottle fed babies, or babies that's on the, we used to call them hand babies. I haven't dealt with a hand baby in a while. My babies is they mostly grown people now. Gatson, I got some Gatsons in my family. Smell good said, what countries were involved in the Great Schism of the West? I'll be doing the knowledge when I get to the rest. Um, the Great Schism of the West. I'm not familiar with what the, hold on, let me, because sometimes things are known by a different name than, sometimes things are known by a different name than I'm familiar with. All right, this is, hmm, I've heard of this before, but I'm not very familiar with this. Uh, but this is one of the things that that they speaking on when it says Christianity is 551 years old. You know what I'm saying? That what we now know as Christianity uh, is uh, a recent phenomenon. The West Coast Wise said the pediatrician says don't give them water because water has no nutritional value. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna make the baby constipated like that. Uh, is not a thing. I don't. I would have to do some research on that as well. But yeah, that great schism of the West is yeah. I'm not. I'm familiar with a couple of the players in it that I just read about. You know what I'm saying? But you know, uh, the the there was a time when the Pope controlled all the, they had control of the biggest army in Europe, or the Catholic Church, I should say. And so, of course, when you got soldiers, you're going to use them. Oh my God! I say, yeah, the paper route in Mount Vernon got out of there before I got robbed. Yeah, I had a paper route too. Right now, I know that breastfed babies. I've heard that when you're dealing with breastfeeding, that that's what you got to do. But I don't know. I don't know about that. What is it? The the isomil, the infamil. Yeah, I probably had my paper route uh 84, 85, maybe uh the very early part of 86, probably 85, 86. Oh, nah, not with the extra deep. Well, not that I know of, but I'm gonna tell you something though. Especially like I said, when we go back in our history to different people who didn't have the full degree of literacy that we have, right? You got a lot of people who, uh, they wherever they might have went to school or whatever, this is the way the teacher spelled it or whatever the case may be. But you have different people that's in the same family that have a different spelling of their names. All right, we got a lot of stiff competition. Uh, right now, we got Be Righteous is on a knowledge degree in the actual facts. So I guess you'll be in line. Uh, it's Mr. G1 right now, of course, and then for Mr. G1, it looks like Be Righteous is on the cusp of being the next Mr. 120, and then it looks like you'll be right behind that guy, Cypher Divine. We got to get real hip hop up to the stage of being Mr. 120. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it looks like Be Righteous is like the Joe Biden of Mr. 120. He's like the Joe Biden. He's not quite Mr. 120 yet, but in a short period of time. What we have here, Mr. Don Bishop. Don Bishop says he has something to add on about Christianity. West Coast Wise said his firstborn was on the bottle because she didn't want to latch. Her secondborn was breastfed, and that's when the doctors told us. Oh, well, probably that's what it is, but I don't know about the bottle stuff, especially that powder stuff. Like they got, the concentrated stuff and all that. Or maybe they saying that because when you got the concentrated stuff, then you got to put water in there anyway. But what I find though too, uh, that I've seen with my kids, right, is that you kind of develop their taste buds. You know what I'm saying? And so if you start giving them water at an early age, they'll drink water. You can't get some little kids to drink water. Period. T. Christian say yes, constipation can occur. Malik Lowe said when we quote our degrees, do we say Muslim? What do you mean, like in the 14th degree? You mean like in the 14th degree and the 1 to 36? So I guess God Savvy Divine got a couple of lessons to give us. God Savvy Divine, you gotta come in pretty quick because I gotta go see what's deal with Sunya's. Right. So Justice said he also has members of his family that some was in different countries in the West Indies, and some of them have an E at the end and some of them don't. Yeah, you'll see names like that. Uh, you know, uh, like Green with an E, Green without an E. But yeah, if you're talking about what I just said, Malik Lowe, in terms of quoting the degrees, yeah, you quote it word for word, and then when you go through your understanding, you give how you see it. See, 120 lessons. That's how Elijah Muhammad answered those questions. See, but you could take the 120 questions and go through that research and answer them yourself. You got to remember, Elijah Muhammad wasn't, ordained. He didn't go in a cave and an angel told him all these answers. He actually studied, you know what I'm saying? What is it? 104 books in order to attain the knowledge that he needed to answer those questions. So, see, you could go out and do the research and answer those questions yourself. In fact, we do. When we go through the science of showing and proving it, right? You got to really take it back to the beginning. When you say what make rain, hail, storm, earthquake, okay, he put these answers right here. But when you go through the science of researching it and showing and proving it for yourself, you're actually answering that question for yourself. So now I could ask you that question and you don't necessarily have to quote that degree. But that's our family tradition. That's the way we go through things in order so that the knowledge don't begin to stray too far away according to what some people's understanding might be. D. Christian said, I know family who don't even know their real birthday. Right. I got people in my family like that too. The much older generation, but what happened? I'm frozen over here, but I'm not frozen over there. Jason Rosario. wordsmith said, I also read that Elijah said later in his life that if he had a second chance to answer those questions again, he would have answered them differently. You see? But that's because knowledge is infinite. Not saying that he was wrong, but it's so much things that he's learned since then. You know what I'm saying? Details that he might have put in there. You know what I'm saying? Jula TV said I thought on my Muslim history, but I do know that Elijah studied in order to get those answers. So right now uh we're gonna bring Don Bishop. What's going on? Why am I'm freezing over here, but I'm not freezing over there. Okay, we got the bishop. Hmm. He said my adoptive mother was born in 26. They have her labeled as colored. Hmm.
Peace to the gods. Can the gods hear me?
Yeah.
Peace, peace.
Peace. So yeah, what is he was gonna add on about the uh 10th degree in the one to the 10th degree in the 110. Yeah, I don't know. Something happened with
Yo,
Bishop. You back
my
on?
shit is fucked up. Yeah, my shit is fucked up right now, son. Can the gods hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Though this God type divine right now, Don Bishop, and Don Bishop. I'm trying to I'm trying to make my knowledge born right now, son. Like I know the gods can't hear me right now, son. So it's like it's crazy.
Now we can hear you.
Got all type of shit around me, buses and all type of shit. Peace to the gods.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, y'all can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when it comes to what I'm saying, the gods building on that specific degree. You know what I'm saying? When it talks about
Man, we're gonna give Don Bishop one more chance because uh, my plan was to be out at 8 o'clock because I gotta meet up with Sunyas at I'm supposed to be there at 9:30. Of course, like SW said a while ago, I don't know if they plan on me being on Black People's time. Five phrase from the Providence plantations. We'll see if we give it a couple minutes and see if Don Bishop makes it back on. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, everybody do the each one teach one. Hit the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Which this class was mostly just a review session. We didn't really get to usually, but it looks like we was right about to go down the rabbit hole. What are germs? Germs is just another form of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look at it a certain kind of way, but different forms of life, you know, uh, is not necessarily the best for other forms of life uh, survival. You know what I'm saying? Like a lion is not necessarily good for a zebra's survival. You know, germs though is just another form of life. Like they other types of cells. Or you mean a germ, right? Now, when we say in the degrees, right? When you deal with germs, you're dealing with the science of germination. Germination having to deal with fertilization. And so when we say the germs, we mean sex cells. Conspiracy week. Actually, I was gonna come back on. I didn't want to go too much time into class time, but yeah, I got to get back to uh, Biden. I got to get back to the Biden and the Biden Trump situation. See what's going on. That's why I was saying I'm a little bit out the loop. It's not over. It's not over, Wordsmith. It'll be over when all the court cases is either rejected or decided. But one thing you can see is that, and it's been going on for at least 20 years now. Going back to what the Hebrews claim an hour is 180 minutes. Hmm, that's a peculiar one. But this been going on since at least the Bush Gore election, where uh, even once the election is over, you know what I'm saying? Like, how long did they spend after Obama got elected saying that he's still not legitimate? Whether it's because of his birth certificate or there's where he was born at, all these different things. You understand what I'm saying? So it's still kind of these things. It's become, elections have become the never ending story. You know, Hillary just went away about a year ago, complaining about, she lost unfairly. This person won the popular vote. Uh, Gore won the popular vote, but Bush, yeah. So these things is, but yeah, though, at the end of the day, we are running a little bit into the time that I need to be flowing. That's a good question, D. Christian. Did they use the flat Earth to calculate that there's 180 minutes in an hour? Oh yeah. Now you're right. That's a whole other side of the coin right there, 793. Where as soon as Trump loses, then yeah, he's gonna have some he's gonna have some court issues, civil as well as criminal, to deal with. uh, you know that he was kind of immune from while he was president, but yeah, we gotta see how that shake out too. But at any rate, everybody do the each one teach one. If you made it this far, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, of course. Um, share this out on your pages and the different groups, etc., etc. And tomorrow we'll be back at 7 o'clock to do this again. So, peace to the gods and the earths.